evening, everybody, and welcome to the Brevard Sports Network. And I tell you, it has been an extremely busy couple of weeks. And yesterday, man, I felt really, really bad because I wanted to get down to Heritage High School yesterday and watch Luke Ainsley commit. I've watched this young man play football for a couple of years now, and I was excited to get down there, but baseball, it is the baseball time of the year, so we couldn't make it down yesterday. So I wanted to have Luke on here tonight to talk about his commitment, to tell us where he committed. And I'm excited. Luke has been an outstanding football player. He is, of course, our reigning 2021 Brevard Sports Network Offensive Lineman of the Year, blocked for a 2,000-yard rusher last year. There you see his highlights on the screen there. Defensive end last year, had a great year. His stats are flashing up on the screen. 67 total tackles, 3.5 sacks. I mean, a young man just did it all there for his dad, Coach Mark Ainsley, who incidentally is going to be entering his 10th season next year. So without further ado, let me bring on the man himself, Mr. Luke Ainsley. Luke, first of all, welcome to Brevard Sports Network, and congratulations, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, good. So for those that don't know, where did you commit to?
It's University of Northwestern St. Paul.
All right, tell us a little bit about why you chose the University of Northwestern St. Paul Eagles to go play football for.
Well, I went on a lot of visits this semester, and I really connected with the people up there. It was a really good school, really nice campus. I wanted to get out of Florida, so that was there. It was a good Christian environment, and I was talking to all the players, all the coaches, and they all really loved it there. They all want to be there. Of course, they got the football thing going, and then they got this aviation thing that I'm able to do to become a pilot. In the next couple of years, which is my goal. So I'm able to do all that, and it just seemed like a perfect fit. And when you're going on visits as a recruit, a lot of schools will seem good, but they don't seem like home. And when I went there, it felt like home. So I was like, I want to spend the next 4 years here. So I made that decision.
Tell me a little bit about how you got into aviation and why aviation has become a passion of yours.
Right. So I've always loved flying in planes. It's always super fun. I like going fast. I like being up in the sky and seeing everything down below. And so when I was thinking about what do I want to go to college and do, I was like, there's nothing else that comes to my mind besides being a pilot. I love traveling. I love seeing different parts of the world,
Tell me a little bit about, you said you wanted to get, I'm sorry.
Being a pilot sounds like absolutely like a dream career.
I'm sorry, but I didn't mean to interrupt you there. Tell me about. You said you wanted to get out of Florida, and you wanted to. You have really taken it to the extreme by choosing to go to the great north part of the country there in Minnesota. Are you ready? Are you prepared for the cold?
Yeah, dude. Like when I went up there a couple weeks ago, it was snowing in April. So. And it was like 30-something degrees. But they said that was kind of extreme. Like usually it's a little warmer in the springtime. But I mean, I'm fine with the cold. Those July and mid-August practices where you're just puking and having heat stroke, doing sprints for an hour straight. It's a lot easier if you got a cool breeze. So
yeah,
I think I'll be fine. I think. What I've been told is like your first winter up there is pretty. That's what I've been told. So I don't know. I'll tough it out. I'll deal with it. Linemen don't get cold.
Yeah, that's right. You'll be out there. It'll be 0 degrees. You're not going to have any sleeves on. You'll be ready to go. I can picture you out there doing that now. Looking back on your high school career, your entire student athlete, your entire athletic career there. What are some of the things that stick out to you? What are some of the memories you're going to be taking up to Minnesota with you?
Well, I mean, I have a lot of good memories over 4 years of playing ball. But the best year was my senior year, which of course that's how it should be. I was playing with my friends, my boys that I've been boys with since sometime. Some of them just ninth grade, some of them, years before that, middle school, even elementary school. And I was just we all had a different connection, and it was playing and winning and beating the crap out of some of these teams. But it was really fun. I mean, some of the best memories we had were like the most stressful games. Like blowing a team out isn't as beating the team by 7 points. Beating the team by 7 points is like back and forth, and you get over them, and it just feels so good to win and not win next to somebody rarely that you actually give a crap about. So it's fun.
What did you learn? 2 years ago, you're on a football team that goes 1-7. Last year, you guys flipped this around to 7-4. An incredible season. You recapture. You beat Palm Bay. You beat Bayside. So you recapture that South Brevard County trophy, so to speak. What did you learn? What did this football team do differently from one year to the next? And what did you learn by having to play that tough schedule as a junior?
Junior year, of course, we went in very optimistic, and we got humbled pretty quick. That sucked, we all stick together after that, and that spring, like a year ago right now, is when we decided to make the switch, just become way better. That spring and summertime, we grinded our butts off, and just we were able to make a huge turnaround and have a 8-4 season, get in the playoffs. Really fun. It was really tough, but it's always worth it in the end, So that was great.
We're here with Luke Ainsley, who
learned to hate to lose is what was big.
Yeah, for sure. We're here with University of Northwestern St. Paul commit Luke Ainsley, and Luke, I'm a big fan of your dad's. I love the way he coaches. He reminds me of the coaches that I had when I was coming up, a disciplinarian, a teacher. I kind of like when I think about a Heritage Panther football team and a Mark Ainsley coach football team, I think of three things. I know he loves to play fast. I know he loves to play physical, and I know he loves to be in better shape than the other team does in the fourth quarter. What's it been like playing under your dad for the last 4 years? And obviously before that for youth football and all.
Well, I actually never played youth football, so.
That's right, you didn't. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I was my dad. So. But I mean, my ninth grade year, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just running around trying to tackle people. Played some JV. The ninth grade experience. And of course, I started playing offensive line, so I had Coach Baker, and he taught me a lot. So, and my dad, he just kind of took a step back. He made it very clear he made sure that people weren't biased towards me as a player, since I was his son. And junior year, same deal. He was a defensive coordinator, but I was not my defensive line coach or my offensive line coach. So he just always kind of took a step back. But I mean, my sophomore year, he kind of developed me as a player. Like my sophomore year was that big step where I had to go from being just a freshman who didn't know what he was doing to an actual football player. And I would get ripped every day, just to get ripped, just to for development. And it sucked. And I was like, dude, why am I getting ripped all the time? But now I realize I'm like, yeah, that helped me, because I was like, all right, I'm not gonna be a puss. I just run through people and hit hard, So
yeah. I hear you.
And then by the time it came to my senior year, he's running the offense and the defense, and I was in the flow of things, and I was able to I wasn't the one getting ripped. I was the one helping our younger guys. So we had a freshman start for a game this year when some guys got hurt, and I was able to help these kids, help these sophomores, maybe sometimes juniors, be the dude. So that was fun.
Yeah, to me, it sounds like it was a learning process, and then once you realized it all just came together for you there. So, yeah, no, absolutely. Again, it's going to be weird, man, not seeing you out there next year or seeing you out there in a couple of weeks when we come down to do the spring game. How's it feel now with spring practice going on and you're not taking part in it? Is that strange?
Because I'm like every single day since my freshman year, I'm just like, it's like this, when you're an athlete, you know what it feels like to have this looming presence of a practice after school. You're like, all right, the whole day's leading up to this, and now my whole day's just leading up to nothing. I got to go and lift on my own. I got to, sometimes guys will lift with me, other seniors and stuff, but I got to go work out on my own. And I'm like, dude, there's no more team atmosphere to anything I'm doing. And that's what I'm missing. If I could play one more game, that'd be so much fun. I wish I could play this spring game. Just give me the pads with some JV kid, and I'll pretend that I'm him on the roster. I just wish I could do that.
Yeah, I love the spring game. I mean, you guys are Heritage is going to be playing Vieira coming up on the spring game, so I'm excited about that. We'll be down there doing that. Talked to your dad the other day, and so I'm pumped to come down there for that one. What advice do you have for underclassmen? I asked this question today to a couple of Palm Bay basketball players through the recruiting process. How did you find the recruiting process, Luke? Was it frustrating? Was it fun? Was it both? And what advice do you have to the underclassmen behind you?
So advice for the recruitment process. I was really, really frustrated early in my recruitment process. I even talked about this at my signing yesterday. It was super frustrating because when the season ended, I'm like, all county, all state, all that crap, office lineman of the year. And I'm like, I got all these accolades, but I got nothing to show for it. I had I think 2 or 3 offers at the time. And I had the same 2 offers since spring of my junior year. I got no new interest. And I was like, what the heck's going on? And then all of a sudden, I head to this satellite recruitment fair, and offers just start rolling in. I'm getting like 10 plus offers, and I'm like, now I'm going from no options to too many options. And so when you have too many options, which it'll happen like that, you'll get one and then you'll get a bunch. So just look at it from a logical perspective. If they don't have your major, then don't even consider them. And then you look at the money, and then you make sure you visit the school. And if it feels like home, then pray about it. If you pray, if you don't, then just make a logical decision. If it feels like the place you want to be for the next 4 years of your life, the place that you're living at, then that's where you got to be.
I've heard you mention faith throughout, during this conversation. How obviously it's important to you. What part does faith play in your in your athletics on the field and in your personal life?
Well, in my personal life, I'm always praying. I'm always going to church, reading my Bible and all that. I just try to be the person that people see as Christian. I don't want to be like everybody else. I want to actually stick out. On the field, I pray before, after games. I thank God. The field. I'm not really thinking about God. Like, hey God, thank you for that. That was fun. But it's always important, especially if you're a Christian. If you're not, then do whatever you got to do. But if you're a Christian, it's always important to thank God for what He gives you, because
We're starting to freeze up a little bit here, so I'm going to speed this up a little bit here. I know as we get set to wrap up here with Luke Ainsley, and I apologize, the connection's a little off here at different points, but it's been great up until that last part, and I loved your answer there in terms of you just try to be a Christian, and I think that's so. And look, I know there are a lot of young men and young women your age, that are Christians, and I love to see it. I love to hear it. because I do think it's important in today's society, especially with the direction the world heads at times. But as we get set to wrap up here, Luke, what would you say? What are you looking forward to? I mean, you got graduation coming up. Take us through your schedule. What are you looking forward to coming up? When do you leave? What happens next for Luke Ainsley?
I mean, so of course we got graduation. I believe it's on the 20th. We got 13 days left of school, seniors. So it's kind of relieving, coming down these last few days. We all feel that, every class of 22 student. I'm just trying to stay true to my grades, true to myself, and then so I'm really excited for graduation. I'm ready to get out of high school. I'm done, but there are a lot of aspects that I'm gonna miss. I'm gonna miss a lot of my friends. I'm going far away, and then I think I'm leaving late July or early August. I'll be getting there like 3 weeks before the school year will start to obviously participate in Northwestern's football camp. Every college has a football camp. I'll be participating in that, and then get my grades rolling. And then I believe there's 1 week of school and practice before our first game. So excited for that, but it's even way off.
Here's hoping, man, that you have as much success there, and knowing you and knowing your work ethic and your character and your heart, there's no doubt you will. You have been an absolute pleasure to cover every time that from the time you walked into our house here, our studios here in Melbourne when we talked, and I remember you telling me you didn't play youth football and you swam, and it's just been a pleasure, Luke, to cover you, and it has been just fun to watch you progress out there. And congratulations once again on being our offensive lineman of the year. And as we get set to wrap up, is there any final thoughts that you have that you want to conclude with, as maybe this is the final time you speak to Brevard County?
That's a big one. I'm gonna think of something. I mean, all you young athletes out there, especially my guys at my school, just stay true to yourself. Stay true in the classroom. Obviously, you get this hammered into you all the time, but don't let distractions come into your life, and just stay on the right path. A lot of people, even if you don't play college football, have fun in high school. Have fun playing high school sports, and then do what you got to do. And yeah.
Well, I tell you what, that's great advice. And Luke, thank you so much for taking some time out. And again, our apologies for not being able to make it down there. So make sure somebody sends me some pictures so that everybody else can share in the joy of your signing day. Because, Luke, I'll tell you, man, you're definitely one of the good ones out there. And we got a lot of them here in Brevard County. And we're blessed to have a lot of student athletes like you and a lot of great coaches like your father. And so good luck, congratulations, and thanks a lot, man.
I do have one more thing to say.
Sure.
So I just want to. I should have said this earlier, but really, my final thought is playing high school sports, dude. It's about playing with your boys and making relationships. Not all about college. College is great, but enjoy this, man. That's what I'm gonna say. Enjoy it while it's here.
Enjoy the ride, because I'm gonna tell you what. It goes by just like those two snaps of the finger there. Once again, for the University of Northwestern St. Paul, the newest University of Northwestern St. Paul Eagle, Luke Ainsley, I'm Alan Slaughterzinski for the Brevard Sports Network. Have a great night, everybody.